All right, so today we're doing more than just telling a scary story. We're going to put this one on the operating table. We are going to dissect the anatomy of a truly terrifying urban legend, Kuroyami Station, to really get at the engine that makes it run. What makes it so scary?
Every great urban legend starts with a simple rule, doesn't it? A warning. And for Kuroyami Station, it's this one. It's not just an instruction, it's practically a prophecy. It's the kind of hook that just dares someone to break it, and, someone always does.
So, Section 1, a rule meant to be broken. This is the classic setup, right? And of course, we need someone to break that rule. Enter our protagonist, Akira. Now, Akira is a skeptic. You know the type? The kind of person who just laughs off old warnings. And this is so important because it makes his choice to get on that train feel like a personal mistake, not just some random bit of bad luck.
And just look at how the story masterfully strips away all his options. It's a rainy night, his phone is dead. These aren't just random details. They're like walls closing in, pushing him toward one single fateful decision. That silent train just sitting there. It becomes his only way out. And, well, his only way in.
Okay, so before anything obviously supernatural happens, the atmosphere is already just thick with dread. The story is planting all these little clues. So think about it for a second. What's the very first sign that something is seriously wrong here, that this isn't just a normal train ride?
All right, Section 2 is called The Strangest Passengers, and this is where the story really pivots from that familiar setup into pure psychological dread. We're deep in the uncanny valley now. We're not seeing monsters yet, just people who are slightly off.
So Akira gets on the train, and this is the scene. No one's on their phones, no one's talking. Everyone has these pale faces and kind of empty eyes. Now, each one of those things on its own, it's just a little weird, right? No phones could just mean a quiet car. Pale faces, maybe they're all just tired from a long day. But when you put it all together, it paints this chilling picture of total disconnection. Something is profoundly unnatural here.
So the story is layering these unsettling details, one on top of the other, building the tension. But there is one specific observation that pushes this whole scene from just strange into deeply, deeply unnerving. What do you think it is?
It's this. They are perfectly still. An absolute lack of motion. That's just not human. Real people fidget, we breathe, we shift our weight. This perfect unnatural stillness, it transforms them from passengers into something else entirely. They're like mannequins or dolls or, something much worse.
And right when Akira is trying to process the horror inside the car, the story just severs his connection to the outside world. He looks at the windows and they're just black. Total blackness. No city lights, no blur of movement, nothing. The train isn't traveling through a place anymore. It's in its own isolated, horrifying reality.
Okay, let's get into Section 3. Next stop, your regret. The atmosphere up to this point has been just thick with dread, right? Well, now the story is done with the subtle stuff. It's diving headfirst into straight-up, undeniable horror.
And this is the moment everything is confirmed. The train announcement comes on, but it's not a place name, it's a destination of the soul. This confirms Akira's deepest fear. This journey is personal. It's about the massive mistake he made just by getting on board.
And this is such a perfect example of how this story works. It takes something so familiar, so welcoming, a smile, and twists it into something impossible and terrifying. This image of a shadow literally bleeding from her eyes, it's a complete violation of nature. It's the story screaming at you that the rules of our reality, they don't apply here anymore. And right here, this is where the truth is finally revealed. The reflections in the window aren't really reflections at all. They're revelations. Look at this. A body that's perfectly still in the car is a twitching, writhing figure in the window. A single smile becomes, way too many smiles. And a full figure in the seat? It has no head at all in the reflection. The window is basically a mirror showing their true, monstrous nature, hiding just behind those calm, still faces.
And then comes the final, chilling detail that completely separates him from them. You see, a shadow is a sign of substance, right? It means you're part of the real physical world. And in this moment, Akira realizes he is the only one with a shadow. He's the only real person in a car full of phantoms. He's not a passenger anymore. He's Bray.
Okay, so, Section 4, the horrifying replacement. The train finally stops. But the horror?
Oh, it is far from over. See, this climax isn't just about one last jump scare. It's about finally understanding the cold, cruel logic of this nightmare. The story is about to reveal the rules of the game.
And the destination, man, it's as symbolic as it is gruesome. The train doors open, and the platform, it's made of bones. That tells you everything you need to know, doesn't it? It tells you what happens to people who end up here. This isn't a station, it's a graveyard. It's a final resting place for souls.
And here it is, the central rule of the nightmare. It's basically a transaction. Akira's trip wasn't some random accident. It was a summons. He was brought here for one reason, and one reason only, to free one of the other trapped souls by taking their place. And this rule, it transforms the horror from something chaotic into something chillingly systematic. There's a system to this.
And that brings us to our final section. Section 5, Trapped in the Reflection. Just when you think you know how this ends, the story hits you with one last twist. See, most stories like this end one of two ways, escape or death. This one offers something so much more chilling, and it completely subverts what you're expecting. And then, all of a sudden, sunlight. Akira finds himself back on a totally normal platform. People are rushing to work, everything seems fine, it's over. And you, along with Akira, you feel that huge, overwhelming wave of relief. The nightmare is done. He survived.
Or so he thought. Of course, the story doesn't let us off the hook that easily. It gives you that one beautiful moment of hope just so it can snatch it away, which makes the final reveal that much more devastating.
And this is the final gut punch of a horror. He didn't escape. Not really. A part of him did. His physical body is standing right there on the platform. But his consciousness, his self, his reflection, it's still on the train. It's looking back at him from the window, taking the place of the passenger who got to leave. He's been split in two. His body is free, but he, the person he is trapped on that train forever.
And that's the question the story leaves you with, isn't it? Akira didn't die. No, he suffered a fate that is so much more existentially terrifying. He has to watch his own body just live on without him, while he's carried away into eternal darkness. So let me ask you, what's more terrifying, losing your life or losing yourself?